back to the channel, guys. In my last video, if you caught it, at the end of the video, I teased everybody with what was I working on when I showed you this pallet over here. I'm not sure if anybody in the comments guessed correctly. I'll go back and check. But what I was working on was the base to our new roadside stand. If you go back in my videos to about January 25, when I was going out and getting free firewood from the side of the road with the tractor, I mentioned in that video opening up a roadside stand to sell bundle and season firewood. Well, here we are, almost the end of summer now, 2025, and this is going to be our roadside stand. All said and done, this stand cost me about $60. A lot of this lumber here was repurposed from stuff on the property I wasn't using. The pallet was free. I had to buy the metal roofing and then the fence pickets for the siding and a couple boxes of screws. So just about 60 bucks all said and done. Not that bad. We want to launch this in a week or two, have some more work to be done, some more finishing touches, and we plan on selling not only firewood, but we want to sell some baked goods that the wife's going to make, some flowers from the property, and some fresh vegetables depending upon the season. So stay tuned to the channel and want to see how this goes. I mean, this could be successful or it could be a total fail. We'll see, and I'll do a full video on the roadside stand debut coming up here pretty soon. But not the focus of today's video. We're going to move this out of the wood yard and put the wood yard to good use with this over here. This is a Champion 27-ton splitter. I am borrowing from a friend of mine for a couple days. I need to split some wood and get it out of the way up here in the wood yard. In my last video, I had a pile of rounds. I was gonna move, but I didn't wanna move. I didn't wanna handle them a third or fourth time. So we're gonna just split them today, stack them, and make some finalizing touches up here because I want this space to be done. It's gonna take me a little while to make myself happy with what this is gonna look, but getting these rounds split is gonna be a step in the right direction. So I'm gonna move this and get to splitting. so after about a day and a half, 2 days worth of splitting, this is the result of that. A good sized pile of firewood. Now that's only from about a dozen rounds I had stored behind the E26 that I got for free at the side of the road back in January. And I'm actually quite surprised with how much wood that produced. That would probably fill about 1 to 2 IBC totes, which I'm not gonna go buy another IBC tote or two. That one there cost me $50 a couple months ago, and that's like the low end of the IBC tote prices in our area, between $50 and $70, and I'm just not paying $100 to $150 almost for 2 more totes. So we'll stack that today on some pallets, let that dry and season over the winter time. We should be good to go. Also have the Ultratech trailer over here full of all the trash from the splitting process, the bark, the offcuts, and some pieces I really couldn't split. Just they were too knotty. So we'll take that out today with the tractor, dump that in the woods, do not need it. I still have my buddy splitter over here. I'll give that back to him this week. I have all the firewood poles still stacked over there. I really wanted to split those this weekend, but I just can't. It's a time management problem. I have more projects I'm working on right now. I can't get to that. And if I did split that down, if I had to estimate, that's probably 6 to 8 dozen rounds in there, give or take, maybe a little less, a little more. It's a lot of wood. If a dozen rounds got me this, that's gotta be at least 4 times that. So maybe 4 dozen rounds. If I were to split that, I'm not sure where I'd put it all. I don't have enough space out here or enough organized space yet to have everything laid out in a proper fashion for drying. I couldn't do that to myself. So that'll sit over the winter time. That'll continue to dry somewhat. And then spring of next year, I'll borrow the splitter again or buy one, either or. And then we will split that down and stack that for summer sales of the following year. So far so good out here. We'll move some things around and finalize the layout of the firewood processing woodyard back here and move on to other projects. All right, so that pile of wood yielded us these 2 pallets of firewood. I don't love the way they look, in all honesty. That triangle, like pyramid style, I don't like how that looks, but I wasn't gonna buy any more IBC totes, and this is just the way that they stack. So they're out of the way, it's organized, and it should season there nicely over the winter. I'm not sure how much wood I have in relationship to cords of wood. I have no idea how much I have. I'll have to figure that out. But it's out of the way, organized. So the trailer's emptied out. You guys saw me do that. And then I just pulled out the E26. So I want to put in a solar light in the carport here. And I picked this up back a couple months ago from Amazon. It's nothing special. It's just the solar light, like a high bay light, I believe they call it. It's got a detached solar panel. It really wasn't that expensive. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys want this one, but it's really nothing crazy. It wasn't that expensive, but there's the light we're going to hang. There's some mounting hardware, a remote for the different settings, and then the solar panel itself. So we'll figure out how to put the panel on the roof and somehow trace the wires into the carport so it's all set and done. Okay, so I think we're going to put this light on the second rib in of 4. I wish there was more than 4, but there's only 4. So we'll put it at the middle of the rib at the ridge, and this was very easy to put together, just a couple screws and a couple nuts on the other side. You can adjust this, it's movable if I loosen these up, but we'll keep it this way for now. So we'll mount it in the top of that ridge there, and we'll run the wire to the solar panel, the larger pigtail on the solar panel, probably down the rib and then out the side, so we have some light on the side. I don't want to punch a hole in the roof, that could be more problematic. So we'll run it down the side and poke it out the side of the shelter. So let's see how this goes. Ow, ow, that's hot. Nothing crazy. 2 self-tapping screws left over from the construction of this. And the light. So we're going to run this cable, I think, across there. Down. I'll try to punch out. Maybe I'll drill a hole just quickly through there on the side. I have some caulk. Looks pretty good. Okay, I think I found a way around poking a hole in the siding and having the solar light on the roof. Let me bring it up to the top of the ladder and show what I'm talking about. So what I did up here, I'm able to reach this no problem, is just loosened these 2 screws, and I'm able to get my finger in a bit of a gap underneath the roofing there. So I'm going to take out this screw, put the solar panel on that screw, and just fish the wire in there and bring this back down gently. And this shouldn't cut the wire, it's all smooth surfaces. And that will get me on the roof where there's plenty of sunlight, as you can already see. And I won't poke a hole in the roof. It's a win-win. Let me use this one actually. Oh, perfect. Perfect. All right, put the panel on. Got a large pigtail of wire they give you, which is nice. So that should not be a problem. Getting back to the light. Well, not the best quality in the world. All right, got the panel mounted on the roof. You guys saw me do that. Went ahead and fished the wire in through one of the roofing panel here where the seam is. So we got it in here. No problem at all. And then just zip tied it all on the top, through the ribs of the roofing to the light itself. Just gathered the cable up behind there with more zip ties. And it looks pretty dang good. Not perfect, doesn't have to be. So now I'll come down here, I'll turn it on, show you how it looks. It's midday right now, but it's actually pretty bright. So it comes with a remote. So let's turn it on. And there it is. That is full 100% power. We'll come out tonight and do some testing with it, see how bright it is. But I'm very impressed with that. Easy to put together, relatively inexpensive, and hopefully it serves a good purpose. All right, everybody, finally, the woodyard is done up to my standards. I know I've been saying that for a couple weeks now. It's done, it's done, it's done. It is finally done. I'm gonna say this is up to my standards. It is organized the way I want it to be, efficient use of the space here, and the tarp barn over here I talked so much about is finally in place and puts a period on this project. Let's take a quick look into the tarp barn and see how it came out. We're able to put the splitter in there and our Ultratech trailer. No problem at all. Still enough room to walk around in there if we have to. Splitter is still on loan from my friend. I'm done splitting for the year. I have no more room to put any split wood. So this should be getting taken out of here hopefully soon. And then after that, we'll have more room in here to put implements, other attachments I want to keep out of the weather. But this fit here behind the carport, no problem at all. And then our stacked wood is seasoning for the winter and should be ready for sale next year. That leaves the center of the woodyard open for any more projects that we'll be working on. Nothing scheduled for this year, but you never know. Something could come up. So we're done out here. Next video will not be out here. I'll be discussing the roadside stand I was building at the beginning of this video. Today is its second weekend out on the road, and we'll go over how it's doing, if it's meeting or exceeding my expectations. And if you want to make a roadside stand, how I built mine with no carpentry background, and some tips and tricks into the roadside stand business for hopefully a successful season. And after that, it's going to be service season here on the property. We're getting into fall now, so we service our equipment this time of year for the impending winter. So the tractor and the UTV are up for our general yearly service, oil change, greasing, things like that. Nothing crazy, but we'll document that in another future video. But that is all for today, folks. I appreciate everybody watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Take care, everybody. Wow.